13?
Yep.
So when were you born? What year? 2010?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll put 2010 here. And so that starts off his domain. Now what happened before the womb? How long were you in the womb, Quinny?
9 months.
9 months. So by the time that happened, God already decided about you, oh, what is it? Jeremiah 1:5. Thank you. Jeremiah 1:5. God already knew you. Okay. Knew this soul, that he was going to find a place for this soul, and he was going to give Quentin special qualities that would separate him from other people, characteristics and things. And so 9 months before 2010, he got busy putting Quinny in mom and started that off. And and before Quentin had one time where he existed, where God put his spirit in and put it together with that soul. Before that happened, the day Quentin was going to die and God was going to take his spirit back, that was already decided. So we don't die because of circumstance, because of something that happens in our life. We are born on purpose, and we die specifically upon the decision of God. So those are things, God maintains that control with us, and because of that, we need to be fearless of the world. Fearless of the world. And we live for God and by His Spirit, which inhabits us. Anybody know the verse where when we die, God's Spirit returns to Him? What is that verse? Who knows it? When we die, our spirit returns to Him. That affords us a period of time in which our soul can have expression, so many days or years in which we can, our soul can express and receive things. And anybody have that verse? The spirit returns to God. Body goes down to the ground, becomes soil again. No one knows that verse in the Old Testament? Guys, come on. Where's that at in the Old Testament? Boy, I'm telling you, you guys definitely would benefit from this, doing this domain feature. But what we're going to do different with this here chart that I had here we have these increments very close here to define the life, as we're defining the life of this person. And what we're gonna do with Quinny is we're gonna push that time out. We'll extend that first 10 years to be a really long time here, and we'll shrink this down because he's going to live possibly way past that, but we're going to take a little snapshot that's a little smaller, okay? And so we're going to look at the uniqueness of Quentin. What are the things that may happen here that need controlled? Who's in charge over these years of Quinny when he is not at the age of reason yet? Let's say that's here. When Quentin is held responsible for his sin. And on this here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 years. So if this is accurate and Quentin is 13, then he is no longer able to say, I didn't know it was wrong, and he is being held accountable for the things that, for the expressions that his spirit is allowing his soul to make. So those expressions are his responsibility for the rest of his life. Do you agree with that, Quinny?
Yeah.
So when mom and dad say things to you now, they're mostly reminding you because you already know they're wrong or right when you do them or think about them? Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay. So Quinny is at or passing age of reason, and this is what you need to determine in a child. And you need to think about the fact that when you add somebody in their life, like the teacher, and everybody likes young teachers. I've lost several teaching jobs that I applied for because younger people applied. And youth in teachers, until you get to college level and beyond, youth is and it's changing there. They're becoming more and more youthful. Youth is something valued because they're not only looking for somebody to deliver the study, the curriculum. They're not only looking for that, they're looking for a model. And if the person is too old, they're not a good model. They're not close enough and so that's why they tolerate a lot of teachers who aren't good models spiritually. They may drive fast cars or cuss every once in a while or have other bad behaviors, but they are more able to relate to the student. So anyways, you have the teacher here, and so this teacher is given 8 hours a day, beginning somewhere around 4 to 5 years old, 6 years old. They're given a huge amount of time, okay, to develop that person. So parents are used to giving away authority over their child by the time they reach 4 or 5 years old, which is no time in developing morals. It's not happened yet. And then the child faces punishment after that if they bring home bad papers, if they bring home notes from the teacher, or if they get bad grades, you know, because the parent is building that authority figure in society, the teacher. Their parents are building the student's, Quentin's responsibility to the teacher, the authority of the teacher in society. So this is a problem here that is going on in the world, and the way this is set up is not good. Are you guys seeing that? You understand it? What's happening? The relinquishing of authority. It's built into the world system for us to relinquish authority. That's how it works. So, more and in fact, not only do we let the child go for that period, but we begin to discipline them consistent with reports from the curriculum guardians. You understand that? What is happening? So this is something we need to think about, something that we have all experienced. Okay, every adult has experienced this. There are children listening. They're in the midst of this. This fight for authority is very real. It's going on in our families. It's going on in every school-age child. Up until then, you have the medical profession being in league with this, because they're getting this child ready for school, and what are they going to do with this child to get them ready for school? Give them what? Vaccines, right? They're going to vaccinate those children to get them ready for this setting. Okay? So we are releasing authority to the medical profession to vaccinate our children. This is something that in and of itself, if the medical individuals were all born again and were being very careful about how they handled that situation and that responsibility, then it's a power that they have through responsibility. And for the teachers, it's power through responsibility that is given to them. And Luke chapter 4, can anybody quote Luke chapter 4 verse 6? We've looked at that hundreds of times in this class over the last couple years. Luke 4:6. Who knows it?
give it to who I choose?
That's,
Is that it?
that's a, what do you call it, paraphrase, yeah. Who knows it? Anybody know it or by heart or can read it to us? That's a good paraphrase. I mean, you have the gist of it there. We're also going to look at Luke chapter 2 as well. It's 40 something. Let me see. Who knows Luke 4? Who knows that verse? Who has it?
And he said, I will give you all their authority and splendor, for it has been given to me, and I can give it to anyone I want.
Okay. Read that again. Listen as she reads and see if that scenario fits, that verse fits our scenario today. Read that
And
again.
he said to him, I will give you all their authority and splendor, for it has been given to me, and I can give it to anyone I want to.
Okay. Send Mike a meeting offer. He said he's having trouble getting in. And we'll go on. This is a release of responsibility for yourself. It's abandoning the core. You're abandoning your core and you're surrendering the authority for the propriety of what we say and do and think and believe and become and how we serve in society. All those things are being forfeited by a quest for authority. There's a quest for authority going on from birth on of the individual. There's a quest for authority over the person. And so what we are going to find out is how that authority is relinquished. What are the spiritual events that make that possible? How does Satan posture himself to get that authority? Just looking over this, who is left out or who is being challenged as far as having authority over the child? Who may be losing their grip here over the child? Who's losing their grip?
The parents.
Parent losing their grip. They're the ones who start out with it, and if anybody else receives any part of that authority, then who does it have to come from? It has to come from the parent. Okay? And so if over all of this you add government standards or regulations, then who actually is the highest authority here now? Who is acting in accord with Luke 4:6 and taking the authority from the parent and giving it to somebody else. We can actually see Luke 4:6 in action. You understand that? And what we're going to keep pressing into is how does that happen? What has to occur? What are the spiritual rules or laws that are affected when this kind of activity is occurring? What's actually happening? How are domains being crossed? How are dominions being disregarded and not protected? Okay? How do realms or systems of power and authority, how are they affected by what happens here? How do they penetrate and get in and cause this kind of situation in the lives of people? Quinny, do you want to know how this is happening to you?
Yeah.
How do you feel? Do you see yourself, you yourself personally, as having any power in your life? Do you have power in your life, Quinny? Can you choose things? Can you choose good things, healthy, beneficial things for your life? Do you see them? And do you choose them? Because there's a difference between seeing them and being able to evaluate their quality, and then whether or not you actually choose them. Can you see those things that are beneficial in your life? Do you know things that are beneficial?
Yeah.
You do. Are you choosing them? Or other people choosing them for you? It's kind of interesting, isn't it? We're going to be looking at this, and we're going to discover that there is a overlay in our lives of, because in this